dear students, today we shall see the poem Goblin Market by Christiana Rossetti. Introduction. This is a narrative poem published in the year 1862. Explores temptation, sacrifice, and sisterhood. Rich Victorian era allegory with layered meanings. Let's see the author biography. Christiana Rossetti, belonging to the period 1830 to 1894, is an English poet. She is associated with pre-Raphaelite brotherhood via Brother Dante Gabriel Rossetti, known for religious themes, introspection, and Victorian social critique. Goblin Market, dedicated to her sister Maria Francisca Rossetti. Now, let's run through the plot summary. Two sisters, Laura and Lizzie, encounter goblin men selling exotic fruit. Laura succumbs to temptation, buys fruit with a lock of hair. Laura falls ill, craving more fruit she cannot have. Lizzie bravely resists goblins, obtains fruit to save Laura. Sisters reconcile, story passed to the children, emphasizing sisterhood. The key themes are temptation and sexual awakening in Victorian context, female sacrifice and salvation through sisterly love, critique of Victorian gender roles and societal double standards, exploration of fallen women and redemption. Now, we'll see the themes. The themes are temptation and fallen women. The poem explores the Victorian fear of female sexuality and the consequences of transgressing societal norms, particularly for women. Sisterhood. The strong bond between Laura and Lizzie is central to the poem, showcasing the power of female relationships and the lengths to which one sister will go to save the other. Redemption. Lizzie's sacrifice offers a path to redemption for Laura, suggesting that even those who have succumbed to temptation can find salvation. Feminist interpretations. The poem can be read as a feminist critique of Victorian society's restrictive views on women's sexuality and its double standards. Sexual repression. The poem's imagery and language often allude to sexual desire and its consequences, reflecting the Victorian era's complex relationship with sexuality, particularly female sexuality. Critical reception. Goblin Market has been praised for its lyrical beauty, vivid imagery, and complex themes. It is often analyzed through various lenses, including feminist, psychoanalytic, and social historical perspectives. While some critics focus on the poem's exploration of female sexuality and its consequences, others emphasize the themes of sisterhood, redemption, and the dangers of consumerism. Now, setting of the poem. Idyllic rural unspecified Victorian countryside. Magical fairy tale atmosphere with mysterious goblin market. Nature imagery, brooks, fruit bushes, birds, sunset enhancing fantasy aura. You'll also see the literary devices. Narrative poem with irregular meter, consistent rhyme, couplets or triplets. Sensuous evocative language with sexual and exotic imagery. Symbolism, goblins as predatory men or capitalist forces. Allegory, blending religious, feminism, and social critic layers. Now, the key literary devices in Goblin Market. Alliteration. The repetition of consonant sounds at the beginning of words like Glen and Goblin or Purlion and Purse. Imagery. Vivid descriptions that appeal to the senses, such as the taste of the goblin's fruit or the appearance of the sisters. The metaphor found in the poem are implicit comparisons that create deeper meaning, such as comparing the sisters to blossoms or wands. Anaphora, the repetition of a word or a phrase at the beginning of successive lines or clauses, like the repeated use of like in stanza 4. The personification, giving human qualities to non human entities, like the whisk tailed merchant. Zoomorphism, describing humans or human like beings with animal characteristics, highlighting the goblin's unsettling nature. Rhyme and rhythm. The poem uses end rhyme, example, way, astray, and an irregular rhyme scheme to create a musical quality and emphasize certain parts. Symbolism. The fruit, colors, and even the goblins themselves carry symbolic weight, representing temptation, innocence, and evil, respectively. Feminist and symbolic interpretations. Goblins symbolize male exploitation and consumerist temptation. Sisters represent feminine agency, solidarity, and resistance. Poem challenges Victorian repression of female sexuality. Modern feminist readings highlight sisterhood and female empowerment. Symbolism, goblins. This represents temptation, particularly sexual temptation, and the dangers of indulging in forbidden desires. They are also seen as predatory figures, reflecting societal fears about male sexuality and its potential to harm women. Fruits, symbolism, temptation, pleasure, and the loss of innocence. The specific fruits mentioned, like pineapples and citrus, would have been exotic and expensive in Victorian England, highlighting the allure of the forbidden. Goblin Market represents the marketplace of temptation, a liminal space where desires are offered and potentially destructive consequences can arise. Laura, she represents the vulnerable woman, easily tempted and susceptible to the allure of forbidden pleasures. Lizzie, She represents the virtuous woman who resists temptation and ultimately sacrifices herself to save her sister. Janine, a character mentioned briefly who succumbed to the goblins' temptations and died. Her fate serves as a cautionary tale, highlighting the potential consequences of giving into temptation. Now we'll see the conclusion. Goblin Market remains a complex, multi layered Victorian masterpiece. Combines fairy tale with social, religious, and feminist allegory. Celebrates love, sacrifice, and resilience among women. Continues to inspire diverse interpretations and scholarly debate. Thank you very much.